Asia in Spanning Gateway. I want to expand on liberty because I don't think people really understand what this means mentally, physically, and spiritually, because it's definitely in the Constitution. Give me liberty or give me death. Very powerful, because there are so many systems of control. Okay? So liberty is very significant, is a very significant trinity, because it's a state of being. Remember, it's a continuance of existence. It is a person, place, or thing. It is existence in liberty. That's something that is yours, period. And the source of liberty, the source of the word liberty, is free. Okay? So just by us coming into this form, in this physical realm, us being able to exist and continue on existing is a state of liberty, of freedom. And expression is free to express, right? It's only when there are controlling mechanisms that expression is not free. But an expression is a freedom. And if we came from the Creator, we are expressions of that, which are meant to be free. Shh. Thank you. Anyways, and then we go into its state of being. Freedom or release from slavery, imprisonment, captivity, or any other forms of arbitrary control, which are bindings, okay? Being bound to something. Captivity, slavery, imprisonment, okay? And I already looked up, let's go look up arbitrary. All right, there you are. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, arbitrary. Okay. And the source of arbitrary is right there in the corner. Witness or judge. So that means that is someone else, right? Someone there to witness the expression or judge the expression. So with that combination of those words and those meanings, when it comes to liberty, is being free, of course, from judgment, right? Or witness of other. Now, of course, judgment is part of our society, but freedom of expression is too. That's why there is liberty. Liberties are supposed to be secured, right? Not given. Nobody can, especially nobody else. If they did not give you that freedom of expression, then nobody should be able to take that away. No form of whoever wants to judge, because liberty just is. It's a state of being free. It's only when we choose to bind ourselves to things, because that is a matter of choice. Nobody told you you had to do anything. You come to those conclusions for yourself, right? About what you want to do, what you choose to do with your will. But there are many systems of control that have us bound to certain things that go against our liberty, our state of being, our existence, how we choose to express ourselves. And if we know that God, or whatever you choose as to call your creator, there's many names. If God is infinite, which is a way to describe, right? Describe, identify. Then we know God is boundless, unlimited, without limits. So if we are expressions of God, right? Are we boundless, unlimited? Or are we not able to perceive ourselves as these things? Because there are so many systems of control. But who's the ultimate controller? When you go down to the source, you get to understand who the ultimate controller is. And then you decide what you want to be bound to. A lot of us don't even understand that we are bound to many different forms, mentally, spiritually, and physically. But you have to be able to identify forms of being bound in order to be able to express your liberty. Liberty is in the Constitution because they know very well. This is why we have liberty, because there are so many other spirits, other beings out there who have their own agendas, right? You can look at your neighbor. They have a total different agenda than you, right? Just anybody's has a different, they're not you. So people have their own agendas. That's why you, being in your natural state of liberty, is securing your rights. That's your protection. That's why it's in law. So liberty is very important because it's the foundation of life, is freedom. Nature is free to do what it does. Humans are under systems of control, whether you see that or not. But freedom, your liberty to express your will. And I'm not talking about in terms of hurting others. I'm talking about your freedom of expression in the way that you choose to live your life, to be in your state of being. Because no matter what nasty, terrible things that beings do out here, they had their liberty to do it because they did it, period. The universe contains all things, positive and negative. So it's a matter of who we consider to be the judge, the witness, right? Because there are laws of nature and natures. And there is an ultimate judge, definitely. But who do you give that power to? Who are you binding yourself to? Because it is a choice of being bound. So the best thing for you and me and all of us to do is to know what we're giving our powers to. And think of all the many ways you are bound in your individual life and throughout society. Because especially if you can see how you're bound to many forms individually by the things that you can't seem to let go of, things that are hurting, toxic ways, foods, number of things that we are bound to, we can bind ourselves to, which are our choice, but they happen inside of us and outside of us. And the reason why things happen, we are being bound outside of us, there's many bindings outside of us, is because of things that we have accepted inside of us. It's a choice to be here. It's your own expression of your will. But we come here and we get bound, okay, through our choices. Especially if you're not being authentic. How, what's the word? Sad is that? That you can't be your authentic self because you're binding yourself to somebody else's judgment. So somebody else's judgment, somebody else's witness can shut down your expression if you allow it. But liberty is yours. It's your state of being, whether you know it or not. It's your protection, your shield, your security. It's also law. It's in the Constitution. But if you don't have the foundation, then you're able to be used, just period.